welcome back to a new video. Here we are looking at CEI. So CEI in the past day. It's not looking too bad at all, guys. We're up by 1.5% almost. Now that might not sound like a lot, and for sure it isn't, but it does put us in a much better position with CEI. And these flat days, or relatively flat days of consolidation slash small pushes upwards, they are good to see for many reasons. But of course, guys, all of my opinions are coming up in this video. If it sounds good, make sure to leave a like on it and do subscribe to this channel, because we are trying to make as many videos for you guys as possible in the next few days, and of course in the past as well. We now have over 1.2k videos uploaded, so thank you guys for being here. You know, keep subscribing, it does help us out, but do remember as well, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and I definitely think if you are looking for financial advice, consult a professional. On top of that, CEI is quite a risky stock. I do talk about this at the start of every video, but I want you guys to be completely informed every single time, because yeah, I do believe this stock carries insane risk, and I think it is my duty to remind you guys of that every single time. And one last thing that I want to talk about, guys, if I sound a bit different in this video, I do have a bit of a sore throat. I am feeling a bit ill, so please do bear with me. And again, if videos are not published at some point later the week, it's probably because I am more ill, and unfortunately I will need some time off potentially. Hopefully not. Hopefully I keep banging them out for you, but I just want to let you guys know what is going on at the minute. So we're going to start off by looking at the stock, as always, on the very easy to understand simple charts. And one thing is clear. So from the morning, we are having a bit of a push down, so I'm assuming that we had a very strong post slash pre hours, and that certainly is the case, which is nice. But yeah, it still is enough to keep us in the green for the day. So from those strong post slash pre hours, what we have seen is a push down. We initially had highs though at 9.44, so these were up at 1.48, and we've been dropping ever since. Now really, I would say that the worst part of the day was arguably down here at 11.19. We have found a point around the same level both here and here as well, so we have dropped to a similar level, and actually there at the end of the day as well. But I would say this would be arguably considered the low point of the day, simply due to the fact that we have seen consolidation from that point onwards, which is really nice. And actually, if you look where we closed almost exactly on the same mark to where we were at this time period anyway. So one thing to take away, we had a strong post slash pre hours, like I said, but now we are seeing a consolidation day, which is really good. Because one thing that I have said with CEI from the beginning, from when we were at those highs, yeah, it was a stock that potentially could make you some profits, but obviously it did carry an insane amount of risk. I do still believe that going forwards. However, my opinions are changing because the data is changing. Now, when it comes to this stock for a short squeeze play, do I believe it is? Of course I do not. Just my personal opinion, guys, but I don't think every single stock is going to be a short squeeze play. What I think this one is more of is a momentum play. It doesn't make it any worse, it just means that we have to play it differently. And I think what we are seeing now for the second push-up could be about to arrive. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to talk about this more at the very end, but what we are seeing clearly on the 1 month, we're having this big push down, now we're having this consolidation phase. Zoom out to the past 5-day chart, and you'll actually see a little bit of a recovery coming in, nowhere near where we were at the start of the 5-day, but for sure, we've hit lows and we are bouncing off those. My question is, are we going to have another push up soon? It's still unclear, but it is something that possibly could be happening. And actually, when we look at a few of these indicators down here, they are becoming quite bullish. But I'll talk you through the indicators right now. We're going to start on the 1 day. We're going to move out as we do go on. You'll see on the 1 day, we're starting to move an average of 138. So this is 138.96. We are currently on 138.10. So you'll see a little bit higher than where we are, not too much to worry about, and it has been a relatively flat day with a lot of barcoding from that push down, as I mentioned. Now, the RSI down here is at 41, it's not too bad. Bear in mind 50 is neutral, only 9 points away from neutral, so we are really where we want to be on this. The MACD for this one is becoming bearish as time goes on, and over here on the 5-day you'll see, like I said, the trend does appear to be changing, and we could definitely be hitting this next level where we do bounce off. I'll talk about this more in a moment. We're seeing that we're not too far off the moving average here as well, just a little bit lower than it with that pink tab just sticking out the top. We're seeing a RSI of 42, which is again not too bad either. It's almost exactly where we want to be, so I'm not too worried. Now the trend that we are seeing for this MACD is quite neutral, and it would be quite neutral because bear in mind we haven't really moved too much for the majority of today, so it is to be expected to be quite flat. Zoom out to the 1 month chart, you will see that we're sat almost exactly on that moving average once more, just a little bit lower than, just a little bit higher than where it is right now. So I'm not too worried about that either. We're seeing volume figures today a little bit higher than what we usually do. This is 93.23 million. But don't get me wrong, guys, one thing that I also want to point out is that volume for today is nowhere near to what we had when we had this push up both here and here. Bear in mind, guys, these candles at the bottom being red or green, it doesn't matter. They indicate the volume that we are seeing on specific days. Zoom out to the highs up here, we're seeing volume of almost 1 billion. Zoom out to here, we're seeing also volume quite high, if it will let me show you. So I'll move that out of the way. We're seeing volume here of almost 1 billion again. So you can see the stock does have quite high volume traded, and now we're trading a tenth of that volume. So is volume still quite low for this stock? Absolutely it is. We're not having enough volume, in my opinion, to see us take a massive push up, don't get me wrong. But again, the trend is indicating a movement in the right direction. But one thing that I do want to see going forwards for the stock, I think for a big push up, you know, whether it's to $2, $3, $4, whatever you think, to have a big push up, what I'm really looking for is a volume to slowly but steadily come into this stock. And again, volume is really going to be crucial here to seeing us take a big push up. Just my opinion, but I think it is something that we need to see. Now, the RSI is almost neutral here, which is good. It's at 46. We want to see this one at 50, so 46 isn't too far away, especially when 80 is overbought and 20 down there is oversold. We're seeing a MACD trend being negative, don't get me wrong. We're still seeing these lines come down. However, we're seeing 2 green candles right now, which could be a very, very early sign of a bullish trend. However, one thing to note from that is because we haven't had too much movement today, today's bullish candle isn't really too much higher than what we saw yesterday, which isn't making us significantly more bullish than we were on Friday, and that's one thing to take away from this. However, we still definitely could be turning bullish as time goes on. So what am I thinking about CEI right now? Well, my opinions are becoming a little bit more bullish, however, I still urge on the side of caution with the stock. Would I buy the stock right now? I think for a swing trade it could be worth it, however, I think for the people who want to buy this stock, and for the reason why they want to buy this stock, it probably isn't the best play in the market anymore, or at least at the current time. This could all change as time goes on. We could see volume come back in, as I said, but right now I think this one isn't really the best play in this sector. What do I mean by that? I mean, yeah, we could have a bit of a move upwards, and yes, we absolutely could have a bigger push upwards in time. However, one thing that we are seeing is relatively low volume, and volume decreasing in the past 5 days. Now, this is not a good sign to have a big push up. It does potentially show us that less people are buying this stock, and certainly less people are trading this stock, which is somewhat significant to an extent. And I think it does really matter, so we could definitely continue to see pushes upwards, but I don't think it is going to be too significant until we have that volume pop in. And for that reason, I do not think this stock is the best buy right now. I think if you are definitely going to be gambling with it, if you want to take insane amount of risk, now definitely could be the time to load up. But I think, like I said, it does carry quite a lot of risk. And for me, from where I am standing and my investment strategy, I'm not into extreme high risk. Just from where I stand, like I said, you guys can have a different opinion, of course, but I just think this one is insanely risky right now. And yeah, we are having a few of the indicators. We're having a day push upwards, and we could be seeing some consolidation for another break, so don't get me wrong, but I think the volume is still relatively low, so the velocity of that push upwards is going to be questionable if we do even see it. Tell me your opinions down below there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching. See you soon.